Hey YouTube, Rook here from Rook Geek Goodness, my little channel on the interweb for all things geeky and cool. In this video we're talking about my end of the month review for May 2017. Basically everything I did for that particular month. Now if you're new to my channel and this is the very first video you've seen of mine, you might say, well Rook, what's all this stuff on the table here? Basically I take a cross section of everything I did in a given month. Usually I do this at the end of any given month. I'll kind of recap what I did. So let's actually get into what we did for the month of May. We'll also talk about the good things, the bad things, and the things I want to do going forward. So the things we actually did for May 2017. If you look on the top over here, we have from the Sci-Fi Fan Block for May 2017, which was a Squad Goals review I did. One of the premier items that came out of the box was the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 mug here. Has little baby Groot unwinding an old school cassette tape, which is a really nice mug. Very, very hefty, very, very clean design. I mentioned that in the actual video review about that box. In the front over here, we have a action figure. It was Masters of the Universe from Super 7, which was like a reaction figure. But one thing I did touch base on in the actual video review was that this was a color variant which was exclusive to Nerd Block. This is a glow-in-the-dark version of He-Man. Both the figure glows and the power sword glows. So I actually checked it out. It actually glows pretty bright, but of course glow-in-the-dark effects doesn't last very long. So it'll last for maybe 15-20 seconds and then it will just die out like normal glow-in-the-dark effects. If we look in the front over here still, we have the Iron Fist Artifacts exclusive, which I got on Free Comic Book Day, as well as the little bombshell Wonder Woman design, which was an exclusive you can only get on Free Comic Book Day. That was the only way you can get this particular figure. So I picked both of these up. I got two of each actually. Then we had some action figure reviews we did. We did Star-Lord from the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 series. Very good figure here. I did have issues with his gun and trying to get his hands gripped right. I had issues trying to put the guns on the actual leg pegs here. So it was kind of tricky to actually shoot that video, but it's a great figure all around. Then we did fairly recently a video review for the Zoom figure for the DC Multiverse series. I talked in length about this figure. I have issues with the kind of lightning bolt effects, how they're very, very gummy. I'm concerned about them wearing over time and just deteriorating and falling off. I think DC should have picked, and Mattel should have picked a different material going forward. I'm very hesitant about having this out in the open because I know it's going to break down over time. Then we have a box over here which we got at GameStop, which was their knockout box. This was an exclusive box you can only get at GameStop. It had 3 items from Funko. It had, of course, the Akuma Mini Pop. It had the Armored King, and it had, of course, we have one of the big figures here, which is the Chun-Li from Rock Candy. I really liked this figure. I thought it was an awesome, awesome figure. When I shot that video, unbeknownst to me, there are multiple variants out of that box. You could get an Akuma which glowed in the dark. You could get the, which I thought was a gold Armor King. It is not. It had him in his blue shirt. They had 2 variants for her. You could get a pink outfit of her instead of the blue one, and it had a gold version of the Rock Candy Chun-Li. So just a small correction. Some of my viewers let me know about it. I had no clue going forward because it's usually the pop that's golden, not the Rock Candy. So it was a little different approach this time, which I do like. Absolutely. Then we come over here, we had a toy hunt we did. We got the Maleficent pop from Hot Topics. Great pop here. This is the non-glow-in-the-dark version. The Chase version is the one that only glows in the dark, not this particular one. Great pop. Love the way it looks. Then we have, of course, our Shinsuke Nakamura figure. I did a toy hunt on this guy here. Great, great figure. I haven't cracked him open yet. I'm going to be doing that shortly here, but I haven't gotten to actually open this figure and review him. He's going to be reviewed down the line, absolutely. And if we look right around in the front over here, we have the Mace Windu pop. I actually got this on, placed an order online to get him. Unfortunately, I have not yet seen him in my normal Walgreens store. I absolutely love this pop here. Phenomenal design. One of the baddest Jedi you'll ever see in the universe. I love this Mace Windu pop. Great design by Funko. Keep up the great work. Now, if you notice in the very, very front here, we have some other things going on. Let's take a look at, we'll talk about these shortly. We'll talk about these guys in front here. I did my changes going forward for Rook 180. I'll put the link above here if you want to take a look at that video. Basically, what I decided to do is to give my viewers a little bit more choice and freedom. I gave them 3 types of products I can review. I'm going to be doing this process going forward, where I'll put 3 items up for me to do the review for Rook 180 and do the actual physical review at the beginning of the following month. So I'll give it about 2 weeks so you can vote on what you want me to do the actual Rook 180 challenge on. In this month's challenge going to be taking place next Thursday, which would be not this coming Thursday, but next Thursday, which would be the first Rook 180 going forward with this new format. We can do Group A, which was Five Nights at Freddy's, which was a Funko mystery box. Group B, which was the Little Bombshells version 1.5, or Group C, which was the Power Ponies from My Little Ponies, again another Funko mystery figure. Now, one thing I wanted to do was, if you didn't like Group A, Group B, or Group C, of course Group A, Group B, and Group C, as I mentioned a second ago, you can mention in the comment section something you want me to actually review on, and I'll go out, if that won the challenge, won the votes basically, I would go out and pick up that product. The current leader, just so everyone will know, is Group B. The Little Bombshells are absolutely crushing the Five Nights at Freddy's and the My Little Ponies. I think they have 3 or 4 times the actual number of entrants compared to these two, which surprised me. I didn't think people were still really interested in the Little Bombshells. I'm very, very happy to do this one since I don't have anything in the 1.5 series yet. I think there's a total, I want to say, of 5 or 6 variants in the color scheme. I think it's the only real change from Series 1 to Series 1.5, I believe. I might not be correct, but I think that's what it currently has. Now, if you notice here, 2 figures in the front, and I'm going to talk about that in a second. I want to get to that when I do my things that I want to do that actually was really, really well done in the month of May. So we'll talk about that shortly here. So let's actually talk about what happened in the month of May. Some goals that actually happened, things that I want to change going forward, or things I saw and I wanted to talk about, and stuff I want to improve on in June. Well, in the month of May, I actually had my first set of fan mail. That's right, guys. I'd never gotten any fan mail before in my life, and I'm super, super happy to share it with you guys. So the very first item I got was from one of my subscribers. Her name is Jackie Yenish. She sent me a nice little letter here, and I'll read it off to you guys. It says, "Dear Rook Geek Goodness, I love watching all of your videos. I can tell that you always have fun looking for all your favorite toys," which I do. "I always cheer for you when you do find what you're looking for." Thank you very much for that. "And I enjoy watching when you do Rook 180. You always make all your videos very interesting to watch. Keep up the great hard work, Jackie Yenish." And she sent me, because I talked about it in one of my videos when I got the Marvin the Martian from Space Jam. I'd never seen that movie. So she was very kind to pick me up the Space Jam movie. So eventually I'm actually going to get to this movie. I just have not yet watched it. So Jackie Yenish, thank you very much for the letter. I cherish it. I'm going to keep all my fan mail, everything that people want to send to me. If you want to send any information to me, please send me your information at rookgeekgoodness@gmail.com. I'll definitely read it in my end of the month videos. If enough fan mail comes in, I want to make it into something. That's what I'll talk about shortly. But the other thing I'm very, very proud of is I have a fan that's probably one of my greatest fans. He's a young kid by the name of Jeremy. He's 10 years old. He actually works with a co-worker of mine. I've actually met him, a great little kid. And he basically, I'll put a picture up here, over here, of the actual front of his fan mail he sent me. I actually sent him a pair of suspenders from Nerd Block. I sent him a Little Bombshell, and I signed it for him, as well as a Joker hat. So he sent me a thank you letter, and I want to show you it right here, guys. I think it is an awesome little letter from him. Again, he's 10 years old. I'll put a picture of him, like I said. It says basically, "Rook Geek Goodness, 1,000 subscribers, congrats." He has Gwenpool. He has me with the Little Bombshells saying, "Yes!" Because I always say that when I do my toy hunts. Exclusive stuff from Comic-Con, Target, Walmart, unboxing videos. He mentions Legion of the Collector's Core, mystery boxes, and says, "Thank you, Rook Geek Goodness, very much." He has it at the bottom here. And Jeremy, I want to thank you very much. I hope you like the stuff I gave to you and your mom. It was very, very nice meeting you. Great kid. I absolutely love to do something with you down the road. If I can maybe do a toy hunt with you, Like I said, I know you and your mom, and it'll be really, really fun to do. Now, that being said, let's actually talk about probably the next biggest thing that happened in the month of May for me. At the end of April, which I talked about in the April's month-end review, I did my sci-fi fan block, and one of the items inside the sci-fi fan block was the Twilight Zone figure, and you see it off the bubble here. I always post my videos when I do sci-fi fan block or nerd block to Reddit, and I'm pretty good in their community, and I actually get a hold of their community manager at times when he actually views my videos. And that particular month's video, he actually watched it, and straight up, he didn't have to do anything, and I thanked the man for it. I thanked the customer service manager who actually went above and beyond to help me out. He actually sent me out a figure of my choice for the Twilight Zone series. He sent me out this ballerina figure. I said, pick whatever figure you want. This is no issues with it on the blister, no problems with it. I want to thank him definitely. His name was Mike over at Reddit. I don't want to name drop the guy because he actually went above and beyond. Again, Nerdblock did not have to do that. I respect them as a company for having the guts and the gumption and the balls to say, hey, you know what, there was a problem here, we're going to fix it. And I respect them to go above and beyond for their customers, and that's why I think Nerdblock probably trumps a lot of the subscription boxes out there if you're looking for collectibles and things like that. And I'm no way affiliated with Nerdblock. I'm just telling you from my experiences, I've had nothing but good pleasure with this actual company. They haven't really sent me a bad box. Everything's been good on the up and up, and if there's a problem, they usually fix it, and they fix it rather quickly, so I respect them a lot. So let's actually talk about the stuff that didn't go well in the month of May. Very surprisingly, nothing with the channel as a whole. However, that being said, the biggest problem I saw in the month of May was retail stores. And that being the case was Toys R Us explicitly. Now, it might not be all Toys R Us's, but it was mine, at least in South Florida. We only have a few Toys R Us's in our area. We don't have a lot, you know. There's a decent distance between one Toys R Us and another. There's one that I know of, and there's an outlet at the Sawgrass Mills Mall. And I think there's another one maybe a couple cities over. But at that particular Toys R Us, and I mentioned it at one of my toy hunting videos, they had the 40th anniversary for the Star Wars line. And that's supposed to be a very, very big and very important milestone. And they had the biggest thing for them for the 40th anniversary was the new Black Series. It's basically looking at the old vintage designs done up as the Black Series figures. So they took a different packaging approach and different design type, but that was like their big thing going at least in this year, up until Force Friday in September of 2017 because of the new Star Wars movie, which is Force Friday 2, by the way. That being said, I actually had a big display I actually shot in the Toys R Us, and unfortunately they had very bad product. You would think they would put their best things out, and I mentioned that in that toy hunt. But what the kicker is to this whole thing, and this is why I'm bringing this up as a rant, so to speak, is because I hit two different Walgreens, drug stores, mind you, and they had the 40th anniversary Black Series, almost the entire wave. I was flabbergasted. My jaw hit the floor. If I would have had my camera, I would have shot video for it, but I didn't, unfortunately. I am super surprised that a drugstore can trump a toy store, which is basically a bread and butter of toys. You think they would actually have this product in stock. But two different Walgreens, and I've seen other reviewers who actually pick stuff up at Walgreens as well for the Black Series using the 40th anniversary packaging, that they actually got those as well. So it's not just in my area. A lot of Walgreens stores, in case you guys are looking for these new Black Series figures, go to your local Walgreens. You might be surprised. You might be able to find those figures. But there's no call for why Toys R Us doesn't have the newest product out before a drugstore. A drugstore you wouldn't think would trump a toy store. But that would be my biggest rant going forward in this month in May. That was stuff that kind of irked me the wrong way. I was like, why the heck is a drugstore have more product, newer product, than the dedicated toy store? Even Walmart hasn't gotten those products in yet. I've seen maybe a couple pieces here and there, but that was like a month and a half, 2 months after the Walgreens got it in stock. So I'm like, that's crazy. That doesn't make any sense at all. Now, rant over, biggest problems over, what do we want to do in the month of June? Well, coming up this Thursday is going to be my Nerd Block review for for May's review. I decided to hold off on that until the beginning of June only because I got the sci-fi fan block in first. And then I figured since that's how I kind of did it in my last month review, I'd wait a week or so to do the nerd block. That's what's going to be done this coming Thursday, which is going to be my nerd block review. The following Thursday, which will be the next week's Thursday, that's going to be the Rook 180 video, and I have a real good feeling that the little bombshells are going to win that challenge. Of course, what will happen, as I mentioned in that particular video, is that the little bombshells will be reviewed as well as a prize on the line, and I'll put another item up in the next set of rounds of voting. So you would have, if let's say little bombshells win, you would have Five Nights at Freddy's, the Power Ponies, and then another item would go into the actual voting, which would be done near the end of the month. Now, at the end of the month is going to be very important for me, guys, because I'm going to be having surgery. I have some issues with my shoulder because of an issue I had with a car accident at the end of December of last year. I'm getting shoulder surgery done at the end of June. It's sort of minor surgery, but I'm very nervous only because I've never had surgery done before. So there might be a delay in videos at the end of this month. I'm hoping it won't put me out of action for long, but just want to let everyone know that I should be okay. The videos will be delayed a few days, so I could just recover, sit in bed, and chill and relax. Just so that everyone knows, again, full transparency to my audience. But all in all, as far as May 2017 goes, I think it was a pretty good month. We only had a few toy hunts. The product has been very, very slow, at least in my FYEs, my Targets, my Hot Topics, and my Toys R Us's. The product hasn't been really picking up much. I know there's some new stuff that's going to be coming out. A lot of new Funko products are going to be coming out, which I'm very, very happy about. And I'm hopefully have a big unveil for an item I ordered online. I don't know if it's going to be true or not. I don't want to mention anything else further. I'm going to shoot a video on it if I get the item in hand. I should get it in a couple weeks. I don't want to drop any spoilers, but keep on the lookout for that. I want to thank all my viewers, thank all my subscribers. Definitely like this video here. Click that subscribe button. It helps the channel out immensely. And you can click Windows over here to watch more of my content. Take care, guys. I'll see you in the next video, and bye-bye.